Hey there, listeners. So we are back with Aurthohin again, and this time we are listening to Anmone 2. We listened to Anmone 1 previously. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out on our channel. But today we are going to listen to this track again. I am Team Anmone 2. Haris is Team Anmone 1. But we'll discuss it at the end of this track why each one of those tracks are favorite of us. And yeah, let's get it started then. We discuss it later.
All right, three, two, one, play.
The strumming of guitar itself.
আবার ফিরে পাই পুরনো স্মৃতি নতুন গানে স্মৃতির পাতাতে দেখি তোমার ছবি কেটে গেছে যে কত
I love the guitar
মুহূর্ত
riffs.
তোমায় ভেবে ঝাপসা এই চোখে তোমার ছবি যে ভাসে মেঘের
The chorus.
দেশে কি হারাওয়ার মনে
I was humming it throughout the day.
বৃষ্টির ওই
You can't help
ছোঁয়াতে
but
কি আমায় খোঁজো
The
এখনো আবার খুঁজে যায়
Very catchy.
তোমার
Very
সেই
sticky.
হাসি আর মনে কত রাত নির্ঘুম কাটে তোমায় ভেবে আকাশে যখন মেঘের ঘন ঘটা তাকিয়ে থাকি আমি হয়তো বৃষ্টি আজ ছোবে তোমার ছবি মেঘের ওই দেশে কি হারাওয়ার মনে বৃষ্টির ওই ছোঁয়াতে কি আমায় খোঁজো এখনো মেঘের ওই দেশে কি হারাও আনমনে বৃষ্টির ওই
Now I can clearly hear the
কি
bass.
আমায় খোঁজো
Very good transition.
Listen to this part.
I love this part. we talked about the MVP.
বৃষ্টিরই ঝড় দেখি আমায় খোঁজো
But that's the same person.
That's the
It's
same
not
person.
even two persons,
Oh,
right? He's making the cake. He's eating the cake.
he's doing it all.
He's doing it all. Yeah.
No.
All right. So I told you this before, and I'm gonna say this again, that the decision to not listen to Anmone 1 and Anmone 2 together at the same sitting
Hmm.
was a brilliant one, right? Actually, we planned to do it together,
Yeah.
but we were just tired, right? And we thought that okay, we we might not have similar sort of energy
Yeah.
after listening to Anmone 1 together and talking about it. Yeah, we might not have the same level of adrenaline,
Hmm.
and then we slept over it for a long time, right? And then we are coming back to listening to Anmone 2, and then I have had a lot of time in between.
Hmm.
In previous version, I said that yeah, I enjoyed Anmone 1 a lot, but during that period, I've heard Anmone 1 and 2 a
Hmm.
lot. Even when we decided, okay, we are going to do this. I mean, we are gonna today when we sit down together, we are gonna
Hmm.
listen to Anmone 2. I again went back to Anmone 1 and then Anmone 2. Anmone 1. There are clear differences in some aspects,
Hmm.
but what I want to say is I have changed my party.
So you
Yeah,
are now
I'm
Team
Team Anmone
Anmone
2.
too. Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, there are multiple differences throughout those tracks that has led me towards this. But yeah, we will talk about it. But you go, tell me.
Okay, so you mentioned the MVP of this track. First of all, Anmone 1, Anmone 2 begins where Anmone 2 left off, right? Lyrically, in terms of narrative. So it's kind of a storytelling that they're doing in both the tracks. Coming back to the MVP
With a considerable gap,
with a
with a
considerable
considerable
gap,
gap, right?
absolutely. I think this track came out after 8 or 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. After the first,
Or four, three. I think the first one was 2007, if I'm
okay,
not wrong.
okay.
Let me quickly check.
Yeah, but there was a considerable amount of gap between both the tracks, right? So you can imagine, anyways, that they must have grown as musicians, right? They must have grown as artists throughout those years, and they have understood their skill. I mean, they all are pretty skilled, but they understand their skill with the passage of time better, and they created this masterpiece. It definitely had certain edge over the first part because of all those reasons. The audio quality became better, the production quality and everything became better with the passage of time. So you can clearly see that in the track. Lyrically, the Anmone 1 is still a better track than Anmone 2 for me personally.
Yes, poetry is definitely better.
Yeah. But when we talk about the MVP, I think for me in this particular track, Rafa was the MVP because the way he sang the chorus part, as you said, is sticky. You cannot really take it out of your head when you listen to the chorus part of this track. It just stays with you, and the passion with which he has sang that chorus part is just amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
I want to come back on the
Um,
guitar solo part with you, but later. You
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. So definitely, in the beginning when we heard Anmone 1, I thought that he had sung it with a lot of passion. Here, I definitely think that he had sung it better.
Mm,
Definitely, the vocals were a notch above the first one.
mm,
A lot more passion, a lot more emotion into it. But why, for me, it registered as better was in Anmone 1. it was it was more 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Anmone 2 is far more modern, far more
Mm-hmm.
modern. So
Yeah.
we talked about Anmone 1 and how the guitar chords
Correct.
were going along matching melody with
Mm.
vocals, right?
Mm.
The each vocal chord or note was matched by guitar chords during the chorus.
Mm.
Here you don't have that, right?
Yeah.
And that matching of chords with vocals was very 2000s, and this
Mm.
sounds a bit modern. Now, I mean, it's also, I think, human nature that the more modern it is, the more now it is.
Mm.
You lean towards
Yeah.
now, right?
Mm.
You lean towards modernity. You lean towards what's new, what's trendy. I mean, it's from 2011 or
Mm.
2013. Is it 2013? 11.
Yeah. 11. 11.
Anyways, there's a considerable difference in terms of how they were progressed or how they were designed, right? So that's one thing. The quality of quality of sound recording on production
Mm.
was considerably better,
Mm. Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
That's another thing. Then when I retrospectively look at Anmone 1, what also stood out to me was the bass solo and guitar solo.
Mm.
Space given to bass, and then there was space given to guitar.
Mm.
And here I enjoyed the arrangement far more
Mm.
because the bass solo was, I mean, in isolation might be something, but in the context of the song, that bass was just, in my opinion, a show of a skill,
Mm.
right? And also the guitar solo was also mostly a show of skill.
Mm.
Here, the guitar solo had immense melody,
Mm.
immense emotion, immense conversation.
Yeah.
It had a lot of conversation.
Yeah. Correct.
There now, again, retrospectively, I feel that it hadn't.
Mm. Understood. So the last track, in terms of narrative, was more tragic. Not tragic, I would say,
Yeah,
but the guy was actually he has parted ways with the girl he loved, so he still has memories of her in mind, and he doesn't even realize that he's getting affected by those thoughts. Right here, it feels like he is at peace. He has made peace with it,
yeah,
and as you mentioned about the guitar solo emoting this particular thing, conversing through it, if you notice the guitar solo, why I mentioned I want to talk about it is that it, at one instance, it feels like the entire past memory is flashing in front of his eyes, right? So we discussed it numerous times on our channel that instruments also try to emote the narrative of the tracks, and here it was done far better. If not, yeah, I would say it was far better, not equally in terms of the guitar solo in the first part, and I agree with you on that.
yeah. I mean, with instruments, you can hold a whole conversation,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, this is very abstract, but you can see that if you take it side by side.
Hmm.
You were right. So the first one had a lot of desperation.
Desperation is the right
Here,
word.
right, the first one had a lot of desperation. This one have a lot of bittersweetness,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
when I hear the guitar solo, right? Okay, singing apart, the Bangla is not our first language.
Hmm.
Not we don't even speak it, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
It's not about. We read the lyrics, we understood what's being said, we understand the context and the narrative.
Hmm.
Now he's just reminiscing about the person, but because we don't understand the language itself, what we kind of more understand is the language of music.
Hmm.
And that guitar solo said so much, so much, right? It was about how should I put it? Remembering someone that used to hold a place in your soul, in your heart, right?
Hmm.
But now, okay, at that time it was painful, it was tragic, it was
Hmm.
desperation. But now looking back at it,
Yeah.
you just feel tiny bit of happiness that okay, that person was part of you
Hmm.
for some time, and
Hmm.
you cherish
You
those
cherish those
memories,
moments.
although
Yeah.
at the same time you do feel the pain that okay, it shouldn't have happened, that happened,
Hmm.
but also you're cherishing remembering those memories give you some sort of happiness,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I mean the guitar solo had that.
Absolutely. The guitar solo was trying to communicate that. And yeah,
the,
I
the
think I think you put it very correct. The kind of piece that he has made, just focus on that guitar solo part and you will know what we are trying to say here. It's not really the desperation that is being emoted for us, at least in this particular guitar solo. It's just that he's thinking and cherishing those moments. And you put it correctly that we naturally incline towards the instrument when we are listening to a Bangla track, and we try to decipher it, what they are trying to communicate there. So yeah, completely agree with
it's not
you.
even about it's not even about deciphering, right? So sometimes it just comes naturally.
Yeah.
So when we have read the lyrics and then we understand the context,
Hmm.
subconsciously subconsciously it's about mapping,
Yeah.
it's about mapping. So you know that okay, he's singing about remembering that person, what
Hmm.
could have happened, what could have been
What could have
that
been.
hasn't been,
Hmm.
right? And then subconsciously the way the instrument did it, the drums, right, the drums in the background together with the guitar solo,
Hmm.
you it was very easy to map. It just sometimes comes naturally.
Yeah.
So it did. But anyways, the guitar solo part was a very small part of this 5 minute track,
Hmm.
but on the whole the drums were amazing, amazing, amazing,
Especially
right?
the
So if you
last one
just
minute.
yes, yes. It was the last 2 minutes something. It was really. I mean, it upped the notch, the up the tempo,
Yep.
and you can really feel in your body. You know, my leg is doing this under the table. I'm I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Mono 2 definitely in every aspect, in
Hmm.
vocals, instruments, melody, not lyrics, but everything else was
Yeah.
something else. Yeah,
One last thing that I want to mention is the constant strumming of the acoustic guitar in this particular track. I remember I was watching a YouTube short from Rafa, and he was just playing that, just teaching how to play that, and he was also singing along with that. And even on those acoustics, the song was sounding it's beautiful, just beautiful.
absolutely.
I'll probably share it with you after we record this session, and do give it a go then. But anyways, thank you so much, all of you, because there has been numerous suggestions for this particular track in the past. We wanted to do it sooner, but we also wanted to, as Harris mentioned in the beginning, we wanted to give proper space. We wanted to be in right frame of mind to listen to this particular track, because these are genuinely good tracks from the Bangla music industry. So thank you so much once again, and keep suggesting such tracks to us. We will see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.